So, oh, I'm kind of nervous.
You're nervous. You did too much.
Every time I do this is very formal and it's like an English speaking interview, and my English
you did too much. You got.
I have a yeah. So
you want my camera going too?
No. It's enough. I guess I'm more nervous than you.
Yeah.
Okay, so we had a random talk last week.
Yes.
And you see that they comment they are kind of like your talks. Mm-hmm. I feel like I told you yesterday your pronounce is very clear. Mm-hmm. It's like when we are studying English back in China.
Shocking.
Those on the TV, on the radio.
Yeah.
So
that's shocking.
And even the content you are chatting with me, they feel like very interesting because it's totally different experience from China. So, yeah. So we're here now to do a formal interview.
Yeah.
Let's dive into the first question because Valentine's Day today.
Yes,
yeah, happy Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
So how about let's just talk about how you celebrate this Valentine's Day usually in Canada.
Okay,
do you have any plan?
No, I have no plans, right? Because I don't personally care about it. But a lot of other people, they're all like, oh, let's go out for dinner. It's a good time to get away, especially if you have kids. Then you can go out and have dinner. Okay. I think it's mostly made for parents to go out and actually have a good time. For me, I have no kids. I just stay at home, chill out, watch TV.
Okay.
Yeah.
With your boyfriend?
He's working tonight.
Okay. I'm sorry about that.
Yeah.
In English, we have the words like dating.
Yeah.
And relationship.
Yeah.
That's after dating, right? Or
yeah, it's even changed since I've dated my boyfriend. I've been with him for 12 years now, so I don't know. The dating life might be different. I think dating now, from what I've heard, is if you're dating, you're not necessarily committed to each other, but you're dating. I don't understand. That's what somebody told me, and I was like, but I don't understand that.
It's just physically dating.
If you're dating, then you're dating to me. That's how I think. Then you're committed to each other, but it might be different now. I don't know what people are doing now, what the dating life is like, but I just do know that when I was dating my boyfriend, we were dating and in a relationship together. We were both we didn't want to.
At that time, because you said 14 years ago, 12 years ago.
12 years ago,
12 years
yeah.
ago, you don't need to.
Yeah, it was not
There is no difference.
Yeah, it was
But now, because from what I've heard here now, I find it seems there is some difference between dating and.
Well, somebody told me that nowadays, if you're dating, you're not committed to each other.
Okay.
And I was like, how does that work? Because if you're dating, because I'd be offended if I was dating someone nowadays.
Okay.
And then they were just going off in their own little world with someone else. I'd be like, no, we're dating. Okay. But I guess being in a relationship is, I don't know. I could be totally wrong on that though.
What's the difference between, because I think now you have a really long-term serious relationship.
Yeah.
Now you don't get married. So what's the difference between? I find it's the same because I heard in Canada there is a common law.
Yes, your common law.
So it's basically the same reason.
Yeah, you have all the rights for common law. Basically all the rights. Then when you're married, marriage is just an extra paper that you sign your name on at this point. Right? If I get married to him, it's just to basically sign my name on that dotted line, and I'm married to him.
Okay. So, do you have any plan to do that, or for you it's not important if you want to do that?
I think about how expensive weddings are. So I think the way I would go is just go to City Hall, sign my name, and then I would rent a venue that's cheap for the night, and then we just get together that way. I can still get wedding photos that way. Like, I don't have to buy an expensive dress. I just show up at the venue. Everyone else shows up. You don't have to walk down the aisle.
Maybe you
just have a party.
Maybe you can take wedding photos for yourself.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So, speaking, you're saying it's very expensive. So how expensive it could be?
Some people pay like what, 10,000 to 20,000?
What is it paid for?
It's paid for the dress, the venue, wedding planner. You've got the bridesmaids to worry about. You have photographer and videographer. That's another. I heard that it could be like 5,000 for a videographer and a photographer. So half of your budget there is just to video and photography. I mean, and that's not the reason why I want to get into weddings.
That's good for us. Good for our career.
Yeah, good for us, I guess.
Okay.
But yeah, my wedding is not going to be like that. It's just I'm going to walk into a venue, have a nice dress on, chill out with everyone else.
But like, how about if you're a friend, they are having a wedding. Like, as you are a friend of theirs.
Yeah.
How do you celebrate your friend's wedding? Because I can share you. Like in China, I don't like the way they celebrate the friend's wedding. We will like give money directly to
yeah,
them.
Yeah, you do.
It's a red pocket. I think you know that because you.
Yeah, you have a lot of like gifts to give. I mean, but you have to understand, everyone's financial issues are different. Like, if I was to get married, I wouldn't expect gifts. Like, you know, like whatever. If you want to give me a gift, then that's fine. If you don't, then that's fine too.
Really?
Like, I would just want, me personally, people just that I love to celebrate with us.
Oh, so you just want them to come to your wedding?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's cool. That's nice.
Yeah. It's
just drinking.
Yeah, exactly, right?
Okay. Speak of drinking, because I heard you chat about the topic of drink. Can I talk a little about that? Because
yeah, that we don't drink, and you never really drink.
Okay, I know you don't drink now.
No, but I used to, and I'm bad. So
really?
Yeah, there's a reason why I don't drink. I get into the rum, and rum is just bad, but that's all I like to drink. So I get into a lot of trouble when I drink. So I'll go on adventures, or I'm just reckless, literally reckless. I can't stop drinking. If I have a drink in my hand, I have to have one all the time. Like, you won't see me without a drink in my hand.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's just not good. I can't even like train myself to be like a, what's it called? Like a social drinker. Like, you're just like, oh, for a night. Yeah, I can't do it.
So what does it mean, social drinker?
When you only drink like at a party, or if you're having, you know, like dinner party, you only have like 1 or 2 glasses of wine. She can't do that.
No.
She gets hammered.
Yeah, I'll be like that one that's like
On the floor.
Yeah, on the floor. Yeah, social drinking, I'm on the floor.
Okay. So can we talk about about the cannabis?
Oh,
Can I talk about that?
Cannabis.
Because this is quite, I would say, the most different. Because even in China, it's illegal.
Oh, yeah. So you don't have people walking the streets smoking it.
Yeah. People are like keep asking me like, what do you feel like dangerous? Because cannabis is illegal in Canada. I said, why? Why you feel dangerous? It's just smoking. It's similar to cigarette, right?
Yeah.
Can I say that?
Well, I feel like smoking weed would be better than smoking cigarettes, maybe. So, okay, it's different between smoking cigarettes and smoking weed. Smoking weed gives you like this different feeling. It's like different for everyone. Indica's couch, like that's how they say it. And some people can smoke weed every day and carry on. Like, but I'm not that person. If I smoked weed before this interview, I'd be like, yeah, where's that donut? You know, like, yeah. And I mean, like, the perfect example would probably be Snoop Dogg.
I think it's similar to some kind of mushrooms.
No. Mushrooms, you're hallucinating. Like, you're, like, like mushrooms, if there was, like, a photo of, like, say, a lion on the wall, then you're like, whoa, is that lion coming at me? So, like, you're going crazy, right? Okay. Mushrooms is totally different. It's like, and if you're not in a good mindset, you can have a bad trip. If you're in a good mindset, you might have a good trip, right? So you're taking, like, a gamble on that, too. Okay. With cannabis, you can take CBD oil to get you off that high if you get too, like, anxious and stuff. But with shrooms, you got to ride that out. Yeah.
Is cannabis the same thing to weed? Or it's the same, just two different words?
There's different strains now. There's, like, back in high school, like, I didn't know about these strains. I just smoked anything. I was like, just give me anything. Like, indica, I didn't know what that was.
Okay. So for you personally, like, how often do you smoke, like, weed or cannabis?
I don't do it anymore because it gets me too anxious. Like, I'll sit on the couch and I'll be like, oh my gosh, like, what am I doing with my life? I'll just, like, overthink everything. It might be the strain that I do, but I don't believe in that. I think it's just me. I've done many different strains to try and get me to, like, a good point, and I can't. But when I was in high school, I think it's because it's an age difference. Like, that age, a young age, I didn't care. I would just get high and chill out. And, like, life was great, you know? I just lived the best life being high. Now I'm like, whoa, like, I have to do this. Like, what is this life? What am I doing? Like, oh my gosh, people actually live their life like that? Like, my brain just goes insane and thinks of every scenario, and I don't like being like that.
Okay. Well, what's the first time, like, you have a clear life goal for yourself? And what was it? Can you?
I honestly think going to school for photography was a clear life goal for me. Even though I had to go through a lot of career changes and a lot of transitions to get here, I did learn a lot. Yeah. So, but I think I'm at the point in my life where I'm like, I don't want to spend my entire life just paying bills and doing a job I'm not happy with. Yeah. Whereas photography is still, like, you know, still there. Okay. I'm still happy with it.
So, like, you have worked in the dealership of Subaru, right?
Yeah.
So do you like that job, and why do you do that job?
So with the detailing in the dealership, it's something I've known since I was like 18. So I started that, and then I gradually went to selling cars, and I got back into detailing again. So I've been up and down with, like, the dealership life. It's something that I know. Like, you could ask me to polish your car or get a scratch out of your car. I could do that instantly. Okay. It's second nature to me now, but it's just boring.
Okay, can I say, check it out?
Yeah.
I think we have, hello?
Sorry, book?
Yeah, I've booked it here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Where are we?
So with the dealership.
Oh yeah. So can I say that the job in the dealership it's not kind of your dream. It's just like at that point you are kind of familiar with that and you just want to do it. And,
yeah.
Okay.
What I'm happy with, like, for detailing, I know everything about it now. I mean, I could open up a business, which I kind of wanted to do. But then I'm also like, it's not really a good job health-wise. Like, you have to deal with chemicals all the time. The pressure washer has an intense pressure, so it's one of those things too. So it's a health risk in the future.
Okay, because we're talking about cars, that's a big problem we need to figure out when you are new here in Canada. Because you know, if you don't have cars, it will be very tough. Yeah. So speaking of, like, buying a used car. Do you have any advice or tips for like new immigrants here?
Yeah, so buying a used car, I would just look at the interest rates because a brand new car has lower interest rates. Right now, everything's messed up with the interest rates. So a used car used to be 6%, start at 6%. Now it's probably higher than that because of the inflation and things that are going on. So with a used car, you could do a private sale. Dealerships, iffy, just really you have to look at that interest rate if you're going to be paying monthly. If you're paying cash for it, no problem. Just make sure that the car proof is good and everything else is lined up. So you're not, necessarily having a car that's a lemon. Okay. That's going to cause you issues and okay.
Okay. So can we jump back to the career
question?
Because I came up with another question.
Yeah.
Because you are like pursuing your dream of photograph, right?
Yeah.
And do you have any anxiety about that dream at this point?
I think I do, yeah. I want to be the best, so I'm always criticizing myself. It's going to be a tough gig. I think that like no matter what I do in the photography side of it, I have to get really good with editing. I have to present myself well. There's so many factors into it. Just because I take a beautiful photo and you like it, that doesn't mean that I'm the best. I can always improve. No matter what. I could be like the #1 photographer, but I can always improve. And if you're continuously improving and learning for yourself, you're going to do better.
Most Chinese people in Chinese culture, when you are going to go into a new area of your life, you are going to do a new thing, you are going to learn something new. Many people will ask you a question, what if not? Like, what if you fail? I feel like you have never think about this, right?
I think of it often.
Really?
Like, before I wanted to do photography, I've wanted to do photography since I was younger. But it was always negative. Like, it was like, how are you going to make money doing photography? Like, why don't you just go out and get like an actual job that will pay you hourly? But that doesn't help me. And I found that through my 10 or so years of working, I can't work for someone else. I don't have it in me. That's why detailing's a bonus for me because I'm on my own. Nobody bothers me there. Same with sales. Nobody bothered me. I was my own boss. But those things guided me to here because that was my passion all along. And I know that I can own my own business doing it. I just have to get better.
You can easily get another job like in a dinner shop, right?
Yeah.
So that's like a backup for you.
Yeah. So I do have worries about photography because I want to be the best that I can be with that, right? Like I want to take it as far as I can go. But yeah, having the dealership experience, I can kind of transition to dealership life and do photography on the side until I start building myself up. But until then, it's a work in progress. Nothing is going to take, like you're not going to snap your fingers and be the best, or you're not going to snap your fingers and be a millionaire overnight. Plus, it's really hard to even get to that. Like you have to be very smart with your money. Like I could make $10,000 a year, right? But if I invest my money and I have good credit and I have myself lined up financially properly, then that's going to take me a lot further than if I say I make $100K a year. There's many people that make $100K a year and they're in debt. They can't even, at the end of the day, they actually make $20,000 a year because they're in so much debt because they made so much a year. I don't believe in how much you make a year helps you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Unless you're really smart with your money. You have to be very smart with it.
Because like money is not your goal. Can I say that? The goal is what you want to do. The photography, like those things.
I mean, money is my goal, but I want to do it in a smart way.
Okay.
Like, not many people know about like I don't know, a lot of people know about interest rates. This is just an example. But like, interest rates are so high. You can get approved for a car or anything like that. But if that interest rate is high, that's killing you.
Okay.
Right? Like monthly.
Yeah.
So you're paying all that interest.
Yeah, that's an interesting difference too, because I can find like in Western countries, people are very clear about interest rates.
Yeah.
Because can I say that you are spending tomorrow's money, but you know, in China, we don't talk about often about the interest rate.
Oh, okay.
Because we are spend the money, our savings.
True.
Chinese like to save their money to the bank.
Yes.
They don't spend tomorrow's money. If they don't have the money in the bank, they will feel anxiety that what they're doing.
And that's how I am, a little bit. Like, I find right now with school, it's such a big transition to me because I've been working full time for the past 10 years. So now I am so broke, and I'm just like, I've never been this broke, but I know I have to keep going and going. But it's hard. It's really hard to just work part-time and go to school full-time. But I'm doing it, so. For
me, personally, I like this style. I prefer the Western style because I like to spend tomorrow's money too. But my parents is always like, oh, you can't do that, you can't do that. They will keep persuading me to buy a house, to get married.
True,
to do, you know what I mean?
Yeah, like I think it's a struggle because I'm stuck between you only live once, so you're not gonna have this money, like you can't take this money to the grave with you, so just buy what makes you happy. And then I'm stuck between save that money, you need this money. For anything that you want to do in the future, you'll need this money. So I struggle between that, and I think everyone does. Okay. And I always try to find reasons as to why I bought that. Like, I bought this because it's going to help me. Like, I don't want to ever have something that just sits there because it will drive me nuts that I bought something that just sits there. It's like, no, I got to use that now.
Okay.
Yeah.
However, I feel like people here, actually you can choose what lifestyle you like. Because I know many Chinese immigrants here in Canada, they are still keeping I would say it's a Chinese style life. But if you like it, it's okay. I mean, yeah. So that's also a reason I would say, frankly, I choose not to live in like Markham or Richmond here because there are too many Chinese there, and they keep persuade me. Yeah. You know, it's like a pressure. Yeah. But I know they are not, you know, they're not trying to like offense me. It's just like I would say like a habit or whatsoever, because they're getting used to it. Yeah, they just want you to be happy in like where they're living or how they're living. Like if you miss China, you can get that here is kind of what they're trying to guide you towards, I guess. I get the same feeling with me moving to New Brunswick, but it's a 2-hour flight. It's different for you guys because you're on the plane for, how long's the flight to China from here? It's like 17 hours in total. 17 hours. Yeah. And I'm freaking over a 2-hour flight and a 15-hour drive. Okay. So, but things cross my mind all the time. It's like, am I going to miss Ontario? Am I going to miss what this place has to offer? But do I want to go to New Brunswick? Of course I do. I have family there too. So that's a little bit more of an easier transition. Whereas I'm overthinking it, and someone from China is going to come with nothing, like no family, and they're going to have to literally start over. And here I am overthinking New Brunswick kind of thing. Okay. But it is a nerve-wracking move to make because you're so used to China. Yes. I'm so used to Ontario. I'm used to the fast-paced environment. I'm used to like Toronto being an hour away, and I can do whatever I want in Toronto. Yeah. New Brunswick doesn't have that. They don't have Toronto to offer me. Okay.
They have a small little town named Halifax. But you can walk downtown and not get hit by cars.
By the way, do you like grow up in Ontario?
Yes.
Okay.
And my family grew up in New Brunswick and moved to Ontario. Okay. So it's one of those things that even I'm nervous to do that jump. So I can imagine how someone from China or anywhere else in the world is going to move to Ontario, a place where they don't know.
Yeah.
And they might not know the language too. So that's another transition you got to make. Which I get it. It's stressful. You might leave your parents behind. That's another thing too that you have to consider. And then if anything happens weather-wise, you can't necessarily go onto a plane and go there. They'll, or you can't even drive to China, right? Or, So that's, I understand that. Mm-hmm.
Okay, I think it's fine because it's already 12 now.
Yeah,
Thank you.
And we gotta go to class and draw.
Okay, that's Andy. Thank you, Cassandra. Thank you, Marissa.
Yeah.
If you like to, we can have an interview too.
Yeah, we're gonna have to, all three of us.
That would be cool because
behind the camera person comes out.
Because I can tell something about how you educate your kids. That would be very
true.
That would be very interesting because totally different way to educate their kids between Western and Asian.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's cool. We
Sounds
can do that sometime.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Aww.
That's cool.